As mothers, who taught us the way of violence? I would love us to read something in the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 13. As a mother comforts her child, so will I comfort you, and you will be comforted over Jerusalem. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Monica Nyasira, and I am a mattress sense coach. I am inviting you to ponder with me this conversation on comfort versus violence. Because as we can see in this verse, it's so clear that there is a comfort that a mother gives that is being compared to the comfort that the Lord gives. And I want us to answer the question, then who taught us the way of violence? Because in motherhood, most of the times, we begin with violence instead of comfort. I invite you first for us to understand, what does comfort mean? When you look at the English dictionary and what it explains comfort to be, it's consolation, a state of physical ease, and also something that provides this feeling of consolation. But I don't want us to stop there. Let's look at the Hebrew meaning, because this verse, this particular text in this book, is written in the Hebrew language. And we know that in the translation, sometimes we lose meaning. So nakama in Hebrew is comfort. And what does it mean? Comfort of presence, warmth, and rest. And even something deeper, someone bending low to embrace you, to your pain, assuring you that you are not alone. This is not called sympathy. It's coming down to the level of that person in pain, embracing them and assuring them that they are not alone. But now for a believer, it says that it is the inward consolation that steadies the believer amidst distress. Unlike feeling relief, just feeling good, it speaks of God-centered solace that restores courage, reinforces fidelity, that is your trust and faithfulness of God, and it also renews hope. Looking at these two meanings, the Hebrew meaning is taking us into a deeper way of looking at what comfort is. And as always, we go back to the beginning. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, the Bible tells us that the Lord created the male and the female in his image. What this is simply telling us is that in us, we have the image and the likeness of God. That is the functionality and the characteristic of God. So when the Lord is saying that as a mother comforts a child, is the way he will comfort Jerusalem, comparing the comfort of a mother to his comfort. It's a parallel that shows us that we have the ability in us to comfort just like the Lord comforts his people. And as you look at this, we look at how do we really comfort? How do we show comfort to our children? When we show kindness, when you respond in gentleness instead of love, when you have the power to reiterate to them because you are an adult, because you hold the power, but yet choose to bring that power and strength in control. When you choose to respond in love in a time of wrath, you are simply demonstrating God to them. We know that the love of God is the kind of love that does not hide sin. It calls out sin as it is. But yet at the same time, a hand of love is extended to the sinner. It is not a place of condemnation. It's not a place where the Lord says that I'm done with you because you are a sinner. The Bible tells us that while we are still sinners, he gave his son for us. So he still loves us to the point of giving his son for us. Now think about it. When your child does something that really, truly annoys you and triggers every edge and every angle in you, and you look at them and you're thinking, I feel like unearthing you at this moment. Do you hold back or do you unleash everything in you in a way that they look at you and wonder, my mom looks like a monster today. The anger, the words, the sarcasm. Do you push back to think, if I speak harshly to this child, if I speak in the way that I am feeling right now, what will these words do to the life of this child? Do you show love even in wrath? Or do you just unleash so much wrath that when your children look at you, they are wondering, where is God in our mom? Because one of the beautiful things about God, we are told that He loves us unconditionally. He keeps calling unto us. And something amazing is said about mothers. They run after their children even when the society has truly and completely given up on those children. Look at the people who are always praying, interceding for their children who have been lost in drugs, they're in prison. It's the mom, because she has this heart after her child. And this shows, it's a show of the love that even God extends to us. That even when we are so deep and lost, He's still calling us to Him. But yet, there's this question that keeps coming to mind. Who taught us violence? Why? Because when you look at the beginning of our motherhood, the way we speak and respond to our children is in so much anger, so much hatred, and especially in a space where maybe this child came in the way that you didn't plan. You didn't plan, but the Lord planned that child to be here. He didn't make a mistake by giving you that child. I know some situations are very hard, they're very difficult, and they're heartbreaking. But one thing about God, He does not make mistakes. No child comes to us is a mistake. They are all in the plan of God. And understanding that the Lord has given you that child in His plans changes the way you view them. Because one thing about children, they belong to God before they belong to us. Our work is stewarding the children in the way of the Lord, not our way. There's the desires and the ways that we want our children to go, but there is what the Lord wants for our children. So I do not know the space you are in with your child, but I'm calling you to a place of pondering. When your children make mistakes, do you punish them or do you discipline? One thing about punishment is the merciless beating that sometimes we even see on the streets when a child does something and the mother just slaps them anyhowly, and you're thinking, wow, she could have injured that child. Or I'll give an example. I was in math the other day, and this mom had a small girl. She looked around 5 or 6 years, and it was time for them to alight. And the child was telling the mom, let's get down, let's alight. And from nowhere, the mom just slapped the child. And all the people in the vehicle are left wondering. And even they audibly asked, why did she beat that child? Nobody could answer that question. So why do you think the mom beat the child? The child didn't misbehave. She didn't do anything. She just called the mom that we are at the stage, let's get down from the vehicle, and a slap landed on the child. And look at that scenario. What did that child do to deserve that slap? And so when you think about discipline, discipline comes with teaching. You do not just pick the stick and start beating your child anyhow. You sit with them, you teach. You teach what was wrong, what should have been done right, why they should not do that. Why? Because it helps the child understand the mistake that they made. But when you come and just, the child did something and you just mercilessly beat them because you're angry. And the thing about anger, it crowds our judgment. And that's why after beating them, we go back and we are guilty. Guilty because we know what we did was wrong. And unfortunately, most of us are not humble enough to come and apologize to our children. Mostly because when growing up, our parents never apologized. We were told, carry it, deal with it. And because it was the norm back then, we didn't expect that they would apologize. But we know, even you know, when you are wrong, the first thing you're supposed to do is give an apology for that very thing that you did that was wrong. But how many of us know that we have truly wronged our children from the way we speak to them, from the way we treat them, from the way we respond to them, and yet we cannot go down to their level and tell them that we are sorry, I was wrong. I should not have done that without justifying. You know, some of us will go and say, I'm sorry, I spanked you. It is because I was angry, I was overwhelmed. That's not an apology. An apology is, I'm sorry, I spanked you, I should not have done it. Full stop. Do not be defensive, because you are also modeling something to that child, that when you apologize, you also defend yourself. You are teaching them something. An interesting thing about children is that they learn so much through what we model to them rather than what we teach. So when your children look at you, what do they see? And you know, we normally say that you nurture what is within you. If you carry violence, if you carry a lot of anger, you will see that in your children. I shared an experience with our son, and I will leave a link for that video of how the anger I carried, I saw it in my son. And I had to go down, apologize to him, and also ask God for forgiveness. Because of the way I had responded to him, he was responding back to me in the anger and in a multiplied way than what I had given him. So whatever is in you, that is what you are going to nurture. Is it calmness? You realize that calmness will be in your children. If it's violence, you will see it in your children, because you transfer what is in you. And interestingly, as you become better, as you work on yourself, you will also see that in your children. As you become better, as you work on letting go of whatever baggage and wounds you have carried from your past, you will actually experience that with your children. So what are you nurturing? What are you nurturing? Or are you even conscious that you are nurturing the wrong things in your children? If not, this is a good time to sit back with yourself and the Lord. Let Him search your heart. He knows the deep seated things that sometimes even us, we are not conscious about. Sometimes we respond in ways and we sit back and we wonder, where did that one come from? Sit back with God. Let Him search your heart. Let Him reveal, where are those things coming from? And when He reveals them, that's a good time to lay them down at the feet of Jesus. Let Him heal you. Let Him walk you through that journey of letting go whatever needs to be let go, and embracing the new that the Lord is calling you into. So, this is my call to you. Can we go back to the way of comfort? We have not journeyed too far that the Lord cannot redeem us. He's a merciful Savior. He's a good God. And no matter how far you feel you may have fallen into the way of violence, no matter how much you feel, I don't see myself as a person who can offer comfort because I do not know how to offer it, the Lord can teach you. He is a healer, He's a restorer. He's able to redeem that which you feel you lost, whether it's in childhood, whether it's in adulthood, the Lord is able to restore. But you need to make that step to get closer to Him, to let Him search your heart, to let Him heal and unearth those things that we have buried so deep. Your children and even you deserve the best version of you. And she's there somewhere. She just needs you to reach in and bring her out. And the reason why I'm saying this is, one, the Lord has called us into a calling of nurturing as mothers. And in nurturing, we don't look at just one child. In every child, there are generations that child carries. There's that child, there is a child that will come through that child, and other children that will come through the children that your child will have. When you look at that one child, what goes through your mind? What do you see as the future of that child? What do you want to be said of the generations that will come through that one child? That our mother sat with us and taught us the word of God. That our mother taught us how to sit and offer comfort even to each other. That our mother was there with us um, through this journey, and she taught us what is wrong, what is right, and she was never justifying herself when she was in the wrong. We are human, we are bound to make mistakes. But then what do we do when we make those mistakes? And so I want to share with you something about the ways a mother can offer comfort to her children. And one of the ways that I've seen so often is presence. Have your children ever come to you and asked, Mom, will you be home when we come back from school? And the first question you ask, do you need something? They'll be like, no, we just want to know if you'll be home. There's a comfort that comes with knowing that mom is around. You're not giving anything, you're not cooking, you're not caring for them in any way. They just want to know you're there, you're home, and they will find you. It's such a comfort for the children, that presence without doing anything, just being there with them. And we have seen this even with us as adults. To say this, and it is sad because the people who have lost their moms, you will hear them say, I don't have to go home. Mom is no longer there. So the reason why they've been going home is the presence of the mother. The moment the mother is not there, they don't find a reason to really want to go home. And so that tells you that presence alone, without even doing anything, just knowing that you are there. Sometimes even when we are going through tough times, we want to call our moms, just hear their voice. We don't even need anything from them, just to hear their voice. It brings comfort to most of us. So that presence is really important. But then there's also the presence of being present. You are there in your mind, in your emotions, and even physically. Sometimes we are there physically, but our emotions and our minds are not with them. A child is trying to tell you something, but you do not even hear them. When they are communicating, there's what they are telling you and there's what they are not telling you. So being there, being present emotionally, physically, and even in your thoughts helps you capture what they're saying and what they're not saying. And interestingly, children can tell when you're not offering your presence in terms of being present. They can tell and they ask you, but mom, you're not listening to me. And you'll be like, but I'm listening, but you know you are not listening. So offer them that presence of being present, to listen, to teach, to play with them, to teach them how to also pray, to guide them. They will always remember those moments. And they are moments that they look forward to. And sometimes even having individualized dates with them. It doesn't have to be expensive. Even in the house, you can schedule 10 minutes dates with every child on a particular day. Sit with them. Get to know how their day has been. Get to know how school is, how their friendships are going. Just spend time with each one of them as well. Another way that we comfort our children is through our personality. This is what I mean by the way we respond to them. As I said, children learn more through what is modeled than what is taught. So when you show them gentleness, you will notice they'll give back that gentleness. When you give them kindness, when you give them love, they will definitely pick that from you. And I was looking at a meme that was going around where, and it's been done by so many people, where a mom was shouting or she was doing something that was not so good. And then a worship song comes and the mom lifts the hands and the children and the father like, they're wondering, you and that. It's not making sense. So they are learning from what you're modeling to them. So when they look at you, What do they see? And of course, we also comfort them by building a community around them. What kind of people are you bringing around your children? Are you intentional with exposing them to the right people? People who speak life to them, people who are guiding them in the way of the Lord, people who are mentoring them. As you look at your children, each one of them is unique. No child is like the other. They are differently endowed and gifted. So are you treating them all like a bunch, or are you focusing on each of them as an individual, treating them as a whole individual with gifts and their uniqueness, and guiding them and directing them in accordance to the needs that they have as individuals? Or are you bringing them together under one, should I say, under one roof, and just offering just the same treatment? One thing you'll know is that around you, if you are careful to look, you will always find resources. Sometimes we say that I do not have the money, but interestingly, the things that you need are in people. If you are careful to look, you will find the people who have the resources that you need for your children. And most of the time, you'll find people are willing to give if only we ask. So have you been intentional to look for mentors, for people who will work with your children in the giftings and the callings that the Lord has placed on them? So even as we come at a cross of this conversation, here are some questions I would love you to reflect on. And this is not just a reflection just for the sake of it, but I want you to be intentional, and intentional by inviting God into this conversation, even as you think about these questions. And the first one would be, are there ways of violence that you have adopted and made to be a normal habit for you? And the second one, do these habits that you have picked paint a correct representation of God to your children? And the last one, what must you do differently? As you ponder on this, I pray that the Lord will direct you and show you that He's there with us. He has a good plan and purpose for us, even as we walk through the journey of motherhood, through the journey of nurturing our children. The big question we still want to answer is, who taught us the way of violence? The Lord bless you.